Yes.
We are ready, Mr. Chairman. We are recording.
Hear no more dings, so. Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We want to welcome you to our July 7th Bartholomew County Commissioners meeting. Note that Commissioner Kleinance is absent today and out of the county. I will lead us in invocation of pledge. Please rise if you're able in this room. Dear Lord, thank you for letting all of us start a new week in a new month here, following a holiday weekend. Be with our troops, our first responders, our law enforcement officials, as they still make this one of the greatest places in the world to live. Be with us today as we make decisions for the citizens of Bartholomew County. Thank you, Lord, for the many, many blessings that you give each and every one of us each day of our lives. In thy name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Before we start, I'm just gonna comment briefly on the happenings down in Texas. And I think our hearts all go out to people down there, and such a tragedy. You know, in hindsight, if our '08 flood would have happened in the middle of the night, I think we would have had many more fatalities than what we did with that flash flood. And that part of the country is known for flash floods. I've been down in that hill country one time here a couple years ago, and it's a really beautiful area. It's just big hills. They're not steep, they're gradual. But as we were talking here this morning, Jim Schoaf and Tony and I, you know, in the Southwest, lots of bridges that have no water under them for most of the time. My sister lives south of Tucson, same way down there. And yet they have lots of signs along the side of the road that make people aware that there could be roadway may be flooded. And their ground out there is hard as baked hard, like cement. And when they do get a rain, a lot of times it does come fast. And so, you know, I don't know what else you can say other than this is a very tragic event down there for those people as well as our country. So,
Thank you.
with that said, first item on our agenda, approval of last week's minutes.
I would move to approve last week's minutes.
Motion by Tony, and I will second that motion. Motion made to approve the minutes. All in favor of that motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion carried. Next up is the approval of claims,
Move to approve claims.
and I will second that. Motion by Tony and a second to approve claims. All in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion carried. And then we have approval of payroll, and I will make a motion to approve payroll.
Second.
Motion made by myself and seconded to approve payroll. All in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion carried. Under weekly reports, our new permit report for last week. Shorter week and little slower week in activity. 34 permits issued, fees collected $4,428. Estimated value of construction $1,163,431. That report.
Isn't it great when we have a week like that and that's a slow week?
That's a slow week, yes. Our next report is County Highway, and our engineer, Danny Hollander, is with us. Good morning, Danny.
Morning.
Morning, Danny.
The crew report for last week, we continue to patch potholes. We're out with the Durapatcher patching potholes. We replaced culvert pipes on 400 West and Spray Road. We trimmed trees on 600 North, west of 9, and then we picked up some trees. Still got some trees down from the storm on west of town and also 600 North. We sidewinded Shoulder Stone onto 50 North, 550 West. We're working on 700 North up in Taylorsville. And then we dug out some of the millings and other stuff in the way where the new salt building is going to start being constructed this week. So get ready for that. And we mowed in Harrison Township.
Lot going on.
Yeah, lots of odds and ends and a lot of stuff.
Did I hear you say you've started construction on 700 North?
Yeah, we started on the west end. We got working on most of the base down. We haven't got where the water company is or the house is. We started where nobody lives.
Gotcha.
Working that way. So yeah, it's coming along real nice.
Wonderful.
Well, in regard to my comments, and Danny, you'll agree with this. Never want to underestimate water or wind, do you?
Oh, no. Water can do a lot of damage.
We need to, everyone need to be mindful of that. Yeah. I see what, we're needing a culvert, or I told Danny, I said, that probably means good things for 400 West eventually, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's on our overlay list, and so we're getting the culverts replaced so we don't have to dig it up after it's paved. So,
Yep.
this is the quotes for this. This is the one between 300 South and Deaver. I've got 5 quotes because if aluminum box will work, I let them quote the aluminum as well as concrete, just so we.
Aluminum just doesn't compete with concrete right now,
No.
price wise.
Right. Some of it we've been doing, aluminum don't even work because the amount of dirt you have to have on top of it.
Right.
And so, but we got 5 quotes for this.
Looks like S&M Precast out of Henryville is the low quote at $36,247.
Yes,
You're okay with that?
yes, I am.
I'd make a motion that we approve this box culvert out of S&M Precast, Henryville, Indiana for $36,247.
I'd second that motion, and just for the public's information, that culvert is gonna be 60 feet long. And the range on these products, on these 5 bids, went from this low of $36,247 to a high of 59,400. Motion's been made by Tony and seconded. All in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion carried.
Danny, is that the one that's just north of Deaver,
That's,
the low spot?
yeah, it's a low spot and that's that's probably one that if you took it 65 or 70 mile an hour, you could
Get airborne a little
You
bit.
could get a little air,
Yeah.
and you shouldn't drive that fast.
Not that I would know.
And it's a little bit narrow too.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's really narrow, but.
And that's a
hump's
swampy
A
area.
little bit south of it. But yeah, it's come over that, and then it's narrow culvert, it's, scary.
How much, so we're not really gonna widen the road. How much are we gonna widen the road there a little bit?
I mean, we'll be able to put some shoulders on it, because
Good.
right now it's pretty much
Good.
right there, but, as far as the flow goes, it's mostly just overgrown in the woods, to the west. It's not really a culvert that's restricting water, but,
That will allow people to go from 85 miles an hour to 95 miles an hour comfortably.
yeah.
Well, this culvert will, last a long time. And I'm sure that one that's there is pretty dang old. It's an old concrete box type, isn't it?
Yeah, most of them, the concrete boxes were replaced and were put in during the Depression, by the work crews that they had going into the Depression.
Yeah.
They've served their term.
Yeah. Anything else, Danny?
That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Our next item on the agenda, we've got a proposal there with the assessors department, and our assessor is with us this morning. Good morning, Jenny Whipple.
Good morning.
Guess we have a couple items for you. Let's tackle this truck first.
I have two proposals, one from Chevrolet of Columbus, the other from Country Chevrolet, and they were within $100 of each other. So I am good with the low bid.
We have a P4 Automotive at 35.5. We have a Country Chevrolet at 35.6 to be paid out of the reassessment fund. I'd like to take these under advisement. I move to take these under advisement.
Motion by Tony and a second from myself to take these two bids under advisement. All in favor of that motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion
We
carried.
had a few hiccups with this, trying to buy this truck, Jenny.
And we'll just make sure between now and next week that
Yes.
there are no hiccups.
Yes, absolutely.
And then we can award it next Monday.
Thank you.
That'd be all right?
That'd be perfect.
Okay.
That'd be perfect.
Next up, next item.
Yes, I have one of my contract employees is retiring, and I have a contract to replace him August 1st with a gentleman who is capable and has the credentials and the experience to do that. And I would like this contract to be signed for Evan Tangman.
Evan Tangman. Now, tell us about Evan.
Evan has worked for the county for quite some time. He's a part-time employee right now. So this would move him to full-time hours and as a contract employee.
So this would be a contract.
Yes,
So,
no benefits.
1099,
1099. Yes, sir.
and the hourly rate is 46.85, and that's in line with,
Yes, that's the
what is
same
that?
as my other.
Series 3, Schedule 3, how do you say that?
I'm
Level
sorry?
3,
Is a level 3 certified assessor.
level
yes.
3, and this position needs to be that.
Yes.
And those are not easy to find.
No, they're not. There's not really anybody in the county that doesn't work for me that besides our county treasurer
Hmm.
has that.
Ah, okay. I would make a motion that we approve this contract with Evan Tangman for County Assessor's Office.
I'll second that. Motion's been made by Tony and seconded to enter into this contract with Evan Tangman for consultant work up in the assessor's office. All in favor of that motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed,
Thank you, sir.
motion
Sirs,
carried. Thank you, Jenny.
appreciate it.
Now, is that contract, one more thing, will that run just to the end of the year and then we'll
It
do a
runs-
new one, or will this be a year?
It runs to the end of my term.
Okay,
So we would do a new one for 27
Gotcha.
okay, okay,
if I'm so elected.
okay.
If not, my predecessor hopefully would do that. So, thank you.
Thank you, Jenny. Next item on is John Martosha with the Sheriff's Department. Good morning, John. How are you?
Good.
Good. What are we doing here, John?
We've got an officer, canine officer who's gonna be resigning from the department this week. And so this is basically a agreement to let him keep the dog. The dog,
Canine Jari,
Jari, he's been in service since 2019.
that's
So it's about 6 years.
that's about the number.
It depends. I mean, some go longer, some don't make it that long, so.
Is this typical that we let the handler
Yes.
keep the dog?
And he agrees to, financial responsibility and everything else, so.
They're kind of a team and they go together, don't they?
Right.
I have no issue.
I'd make a motion, we go ahead and officially allow K-9 Jari to, I guess, be retired from service as well, right? And will officially be in the custody of Brandon Sellers here for the remainder of his life.
Second.
Motion made by myself and seconded to allow K-9 Jari to be retired from duty. All in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed. Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you, John. Next up, we have Andrew Whipker with us. Good morning.
Morning, gentlemen.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
We're good. We're, going to outfit that truck we bought a week ago?
Correct.
Yep. You want to tell us briefly? You got the numbers or?
Yep, I got them pulled up right here.
Yeah.
I received two quotes back. One is from Signal 10 LLC and the amount of $14,110. And the second one is from Move Over Outfitters in the amount of $19,253.10.
Andrew, are these apples to apples? Out of meaning. I said-
Essentially, yes.
It says Signal 10 does not do the window tinting and install, but the price includes that.
The price from Move Over Outfitters would include that. But going upon their prices, that's about $800, would be $800 more. Let me say that. Those two products cost about $800. So if you added those $800 to the lower bid, it's still significantly less than Move Over Outfitters.
So
If I said that clear.
I think I understand.
Okay.
So the Signal 10 quote does not include the installation of the window tinting and installing the Axon camera system.
Correct.
So we would have to add around $800 to that because right now the move over does.
Correct.
So 15,000 to 19,253.
Correct.
So this is not 100% like I would like to see this, Andrew.
Okay.
I would like to see an apples to apples quote, but I think we all understand that I would have rather seen the Move Over Outfitters bid lowered
Okay.
to not include those items.
Okay, I understand.
But I think we all understand that it's still a better deal.
Okay.
Okay, so that means you're gonna get those things installed somewhere else.
Through a third party, yes.
And that's under the threshold, so you won't have to bring that to it.
Correct.
Yeah, and that's still about a short $5,000 difference
No,
between the
yeah,
two
no,
bids, so,
exactly. Yeah.
anyway,
I would make a motion that we approve this Signal 10 quote for $14,110.
and I'll second that. Motion's been made by Tony and seconded to award this bid to Signal 10 out of Seymour, Indiana for upfitting a 2023 Chevrolet Silverado. All in favor of that motion? Or I ask for a call for that. Any questions from anyone? Okay. All in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you for coming. Next item on our agenda. We have probably 3 guests with us this morning. And I'll just turn it over to you, Tony, to introduce our guests.
I'll be
and
happy to.
Those
Thank you.
2 items concerning our guests.
I'm happy to. I'm happy to introduce Kristen Gerker, our interim president of our Economic Development Corporation. We have Adam Kaufman, who is the CEO of my favorite pickle company in the world, Grillo's Pickles. And we have Dustin Etchison, who I've not had the pleasure of meeting yet, but hopefully get to later today, who's the general manager of Grillo's Pickles. And they are here for a couple different reasons. The first is a resolution approving a statement of benefits for property in a previously designated allocation area and economic revitalization area. What that means is that they are asking the county council for a tax abatement because they are buying $14 million more equipment than was originally abated. And so they're coming to ask for a tax phase-in of that additional $14 million. And along with that comes about 150 new jobs, right? Between $20 and $30 an hour
Yes.
as a general rule. Those are not weighted numbers, I'm told.
Right.
Meaning those are solid numbers. And we're very, very happy to have them here. So Kristen,
Yeah,
would you please
absolutely.
go ahead and explain it?
Sure. So I will say it's an additional 12 million. I'll let Adam kind of give a little introduction to everything that's happening currently, but here with economic development, we're proud to support this project.
And this is, by the way, this is one step in a 2-step process because the council has to approve the abatement, but the commissioners have to approve the statement of benefits.
So this project, first of all, I want to say thank you for all your support to date. It's been a long process for us. As you know, there's been a great progress out at the facility. I think we're probably about 95% of the way there on the building itself. A lot of them equipment, machines are now on their way here as we speak. And as that process unfolded over the last 6 months or so, we realized that the initial 14 million in personal property wasn't going to be enough. The cost of machines and whatnot, the capabilities, technical aspects of what we wanted to put in that facility actually just grew in cost. So that's why we're asking for the additional 12. Again, the jobs are still there. We're very excited about that. We believe that the phase-in of that money will be spent, the majority of it this year, a couple million next year as well, as we tweak things as we move forward. But we're just really excited about the opportunity to be here.
That's great. We're excited to have you here.
Yeah.
Big news. It's big news. So many communities are losing jobs.
Yeah, we're excited. We're very excited. I think the community as a whole, the talent so far that Dustin and his team has been able to bring in, everything's really working out exactly how we wanted to, which is just fantastic for us and hopefully fantastic for the area and the community as well.
Well, when I first met John Linehan, who is the CEO of Irresistible Foods, the big boss, with Mark Tyra, of course. We talked a lot about the people of Bartholomew County, and that's what sold.
Yep.
It's
Absolutely.
we could say everything we want to say until we're blue in the face, but where the rubber meets the road is we have some amazing people, and you're going to make some great pickles, which I buy out at the JC and Kroger. And thank you for fixing the tub.
Yes,
the lid.
we're doing the best we can there. And we will make sure that we stay in stock in this area so everyone can continue to buy them. But we're thrilled, and we're glad you guys can be proud of the product because it is the best pickle out there.
We are. When this whole started, and of course King's Hawaiian came first, even though Grillo's is going to open first. I think people are more excited about the pickles than the Hawaiian bread.
People get very excited about pickles. It just is what it is. Yeah.
And they're outstanding.
Thank you.
I think we have a jar. Don't we have a jar in the
They
commissioners?
are unlike any other pickles you buy off the pickle rack. They're first of all refrigerated.
Yeah.
And secondly, seasoned like nothing else.
Oh, no. Yeah, they're really, really good. Don't we have a jar in the commissioner's office?
That's great.
But we paid for them. Nobody gave it to us.
Understood.
So, Tony,
Well, does anybody have any
I will-
questions?
yeah, any questions from press or from the audience?
It's a very big deal and we're very, very grateful.
Exactly.
Can you put this is the $12 million tax abatement. Can you put that in context of the other support that we've given them up to this point?
So here's, I'm happy to. I don't know if I'll get the numbers exactly right, Zach, but initially with King's Hawaiian, the county made a commitment, I believe, just over $3 million, 2.7 from the rainy day fund, $400,000 from the state, and I believe 600,000 from our commissioner's seeded fund, the economic development income tax. And then we have additionally applied for a Ready 2.0 grant in the amount of $1 million or 1.1, Kristen, I can't remember exactly. And then we've applied for Campo dollars in the amount of $2.3 million, which in our next item, we'll talk a little bit more about that, which is our agreement. But those monies, the Ready dollars and the Campo dollars, we don't know if we're going to get those dollars. They were initially approved, but since the administration change at the state level, those things have slowed to a halt. And so our agreement stipulates that those monies would go towards this project if and only if we receive those dollars. So no monies have changed. The amounts of monies have not changed. I believe they got a tax abatement for the real property and the personal property prior,
Correct.
which is a 10-year phase in.
Correct.
And which, when you think about it, is incredible because as farm ground, it's not providing any taxes to speak very little to speak of. But even in year one, even with the tax abatement, it's bringing in more tax revenue than it was bringing in before. So I think tax abatements as a general rule are hard to understand, but they are a powerful, powerful tool to bring a beloved company like this to our county and employ people in good, well-paying jobs with good benefits and a company that clearly cares about its community and its people. But I don't know exact numbers, Zach, about the first tax abatement. What I can tell you is this. In doing the original deal, Irresistible Foods got a real property tax abatement for the entire parcel of land and a personal property tax abatement for the King's Hawaiian plant, right? In order to make this deal work, Irresistible Foods gave back the real property tax abatement to Bartholomew County. That essentially makes the money that the county's putting in zero, net zero, almost net zero. And I don't know of another company in the world that would do something like that. And so we have a good partner coming in here and we're really glad to have them. This is exactly the kind of company that is going to make Bartholomew County remain as special as it is.
Any other questions?
John Clark has a question.
I'm sorry. Can you go over the timeline and the number of employees and when they will expect those number of employees and when everything's opening and all that sort of stuff, just to give me an idea where we're at in this whole process?
And John is with local broadcasting.
Adam, can you speak to that? Well, when do you expect the plant to open? When do you expect to hire, and when were the jobs phasing in?
Yeah, so I can speak only to the Grillo's Pickles side.
Sure.
Okay, so this is not for King's Hawaiian, this is just for Grillo's Pickles. We have already started hiring a small team. We expect the plant to open very early, either very late Q4 of this calendar year or very early in Q1 of 2026. That phase in should be where we see 75 employees at the beginning of next year.
Correct.
And they 150 as the lines continue to become more efficient and put on additional shifts. I believe it's before 2027 should be the remainder of that.
So you should be at full operation by the end of 2026.
As we go in, yeah, sometime between the end of 2026 to sometime in 2027. I believe the jobs are slated in the year of 2027.
Okay.
So 150 at full capacity, and just a handful right now, and 75 or so once you open. Did I understand that right?
Yes.
Okay. And this new, what we're talking about today, how many new jobs will this bring, or is this just already encapsulated in all we're talking about?
It's already included. This is just incremental costs that were, I hate to say unforeseen going into the process, but were just increases in cost as we continue down the process to ensure, again, our capabilities, our screw top lid, not the front lid, is able to be used at the facility. So as our product has evolved, the cost has evolved as well.
Okay.
Adam, is it safe to say that without this additional investment, you could not get to 150 employees?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
And John, do you like the regular or the spicy pickles?
I haven't tried them yet. I've heard good things.
I cannot believe you just admitted that on the air.
I'm sorry.
They're in the refrigerator section.
I'll look for them.
We'll win you over in time.
Thank you, John. Pia, thank you for
Zach is-
noticing him.
Zach is-
Yeah, Zach.
I have one more question. What's the spread gonna be of of part-time jobs versus full-time jobs here?
I'll give that question to Dustin.
Yeah, for startup and commissioning, it'll be 80-20, but we are pursuing 100% full-time employment, not part-time employment.
Okay.
Any other questions? Help me, girls. We had a motion, right? And a second.
I don't have that we have a.
When in
Okay.
doubt, I will make a motion. I will make a
Okay.
motion that we approve this resolution of benefits. Statement of benefits for Grillo's Pickles for property in a previously designated allocation area and economic revitalization area.
I will second that motion. Motion's been made and seconded to approve this statement of benefits resolution by Grillo Pickles. All in favor of that motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion carried. That's number one done.
Number one, and I think we've talked a lot about number two already.
Yes, you have. Kristen, you want to tell us a little bit, and really, number two item here is an amendment, amendment number one to the investment and job creation agreement with Irresistible Foods. So it's really to clean up some dates and money amounts, correct?
And Carl, let me take a little pressure off Kristen, because this whole started under Jason Hester,
Yeah.
who's now working at the state level and doing very well. But we had an agreement between Irresistible Foods and the county that spelled out when, where, what, why, and how. And the when went completely out the window because we're dealing with a piece of property that had no infrastructure at all. It had no utilities. We had to bring water to the site. We have to bring sewer to the site. And that has been
Really?
easier said than done.
Yeah.
But they've been very patient with us. So we did not meet a lot of the dates that were in the original agreement. So before Jason left, we had been working on an addendum to our agreement that spelled out, okay, we're gonna update this to the correct dates, make sure the amounts are correct. It speaks to those grants we talked about. It speaks to where money goes, when, and it's really just it's really just an opportunity to correct the original agreement so that we're all working on under a working and accurate agreement. It talks about our rainy day funds that we, the council appropriated to this project, the 400,000 Indiana State grant, the Ready grant, the transportation grants, railroad crossing grants. It talks about when processes will be done. And some of these processes have already been done. We've already fixed the curve radius at Hubler Drive. We are in design phase, and I don't think we're quite the bidding phase of the stoplight at Bear Lane, but we are in the design phase of that. As we heard earlier, Danny said they've already started building 700, which will be the road that fronts that property to the south. So it just cleans all that up. There's no additional monies included in this. There are no additional agreements. It's a housekeeping document that is now accurate. We had an old agreement that said everything would be done by March of 2025. We didn't make that date. But then again, they didn't make that date either. So we've all had things we've needed to do, stretch it out. So this is an amendment to that agreement. I looked it over, our attorney looked it over, we're comfortable with everything. And I would make a motion that we approve this amendment, number 1, to the Bartholomew County Investment and Job Creation Agreement with Irresistible Foods Group.
And I'll second that motion. Any questions? All in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed. Motion carried. Once again, congratulations, Dustin, Adam, and Kristen. And this will be a partnership for a couple generations after Tony
Oh,
and
I hope longer.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
you know, every time, my kids are so sick of me driving by that plant. That's the pickle. Shut up, Dad.
I think what we're really anticipating is that when the King's Hawaiian plant is built, exactly what you will do to wow everyone that drives on 65.
We're looking
And
forward to it.
I'm sure it'll be spectacular.
Well, thank you very much for your support for both Grillo's Pickles and Ken Say for IFG Foods. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
Thank you
Now,
both.
This amendment to the agreement will not go before the council, but the application for the tax abatement will be, I believe, on the 14th for the council.
Well, yeah, I mean, if we have to advertise it, then we need to give 10 days before of advertising.
Are we still?
And we've not advertised it as of now.
Oh, is
For
it,
the 14th.
is it 10 days? Okay. Okay. We'll figure.
I wasn't notified. Did you email it to me? Okay.
And that
Yeah,
could
if you
have,
could just email it.
that could have, I want to apologize to Kristen, not for Kristen, because she's been drinking from the fire hose.
I
ever
get
since
it.
Jason.
Fine, thank you.
Okay,
So we'll
wonderful.
figure out that
Yep,
date.
we'll
Yes.
get it.
Okay,
Thank you.
great.
It's right.
Thank you
Thanks so
again.
much.
Thank
Thank you
you.
all. Thank you.
Next item on our agenda is something a little different, and I'm going to let our county attorney, Jim Shove, talk about it.
Thank you, Carl. I was approached, it's been several months ago by Attorney Alan Whitted, who's attorney for Elizabethtown. E-Town had certain property at 308 Pennsylvania Street that they went through the process. It was a abandoned site. They went through the process, got it condemned, got it demolished, got a judgment in the amount of $10,958.42 against the property for the cleanup. There's also a $7,147.53 tax lien for county taxes. They attempted to sell it, but could not get either side whole, so that kind of fell through. He approached me and the county commissioners have made the decision, that was the memorandum, is that this county would issue a tax certificate to the town of E-Town. Basically, Bartholomew County is taking second position to Elizabethtown's lien for demolishing the property. The agreement is that if they sell it, they get made whole first, and then we would get any left to be made whole, if there's any left. I would not anticipate that both parties will be made whole. I mean, this is a small lot in E-Town, so it's basically this county commissioners taking second position to the city of the town of E-Town. And the general philosophy and principle is that as soon as these properties can be cleaned up and put back on the market and sold, they become a positive issue on the tax roll as opposed to nothing. So that's where we're at. And this is memorandum of understanding between the agreement about they get made whole first and then us. And the second one is a tax sale certificate, which allows them to sell without, we don't have a lien on it.
Any questions from anyone? I'd make a motion, then we go ahead and enter into this memorandum of understanding between the town of E-Town and Elizabethtown, Indiana, and Bartholomew County Commissioners.
Second.
Motion's been made by myself and seconded to enter into this MOU between Town of Elizabethtown and Bartholomew County Commissioners for a said property in E-Town. That said property is commonly known as 308 Pennsylvania Street, Elizabethtown, Indiana, 47232. All in favor of that motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed. Motion carried.
Or I think also just to clean it up, if you could make a motion to approve issuing a tax certificate to make sure we cover both sides of the equation.
Okay. I would make that motion that we would issue a tax certificate concerning that property.
Second.
Motion made by myself and seconded to issue a tax certificate for that said property in Elizabethtown. All in favor of that motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed.
Thank
Motion
you.
carried. Thank you, Jim. A housekeeping item here. It's already happened, but we need, I guess, for our records that we ratified the closure of Country Club Road out at Harrison Lake for fireworks on the 3rd of July. We had a late request concerning that. So I would make a motion as well on that one that we approve that ratification of that road closure.
It seems odd that we're ratifying something that has happened and went through and at this point, there's nothing we can do about it, but it is important for our records, like you said, and to have everything squared away. So I'll second your motion.
Motion made by myself and seconded to ratify that road closing out at the Harrison Lake community. All in favor of that motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion carried. I have the clerk's monthly report here from our clerk, Sherry Lance. And it appears to be in order. This is the white copy for our records, and she submits 2 or 3 other copies to various agencies, including State Board of Accounts and the County Board of Finance. I would make a motion we approve Sherry's report here for the month of June.
Second.
Motion by myself and seconded to approve the June clerk's report. All in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion carried. Next item, our auditor, Pia.
So with June 30 being the end of the quarter, it is now time for me to submit the American Rescue Plan to the United States Department of Treasury, our quarterly report. For this quarter, there is no activity. So I will report as such to the Department of the Treasury. We do still have $4 million in the American Rescue Plan Fund. That has been designated for our broadband project. So I will report as such. I needed to mention it in one of your meetings. There is nothing for me to give you unless I give you a paper that has a big 0 on it. So if you could just, approve that I spoke and that I will then, report as such to the Department of the Treasury.
I would move that we enter the auditor's report into the minutes.
And I'll second that. Motion made by Tony and seconded to approve and enter into the minutes the auditor's quarterly report for the American Rescue Plan. All in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion carried. Miscellaneous. I think, Tony, you have one item to report
Well,
under miscellaneous.
I have two. Since we talked about broadband, I want to give a quick update on that. The company True Line went bankrupt. That was the construction partner for the project. Hoosier Fiber has hired another company that was approved by the bond company that covered True Line. They're in the process of assessing all the work that True Line did. And that should be done here very, very shortly. And once they do that, then they will be able to start constructing again. So I look for them to start building that process, building that network, really within the next couple weeks. Hopefully that they'll be able to start doing that. That's the first thing, since Pia mentioned broadband. The second thing is, if you like pickles, right? Nice segue, right? Then you might like pickleball. And I am happy to announce that with the approval of Case Construction, our building partner, and Charlie Day, our engineer with DLZ, we'd like to say that people are now welcome to go play pickleball at our county, our Dunn Stadium pickleball courts. We have 12 beautiful, brand new, very level pickleball courts out there. They are outstanding. They're tournament quality, and we plan to host at least a couple tournaments a year out there. But they're free for everyone to use. First come, first serve, no pun intended. And I actually went out there on Friday and checked them out. They're really good. I can verify that the nets work really well. And no, we should be.
Why Larry's not here?
Yeah, I really think, no, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I think he's not here because he didn't want to face me on the pickleball courts out there. But no, they're really, really nice, and they're just, it's such a wonderful amenity to have for people of all ages in Bartholomew County. And we're just so proud of it. Thank you, Charlie. It's been a chore. It's been a long road. It's been a chore. We expected them to be done last fall, but life happens. And so, but they are open and they are spectacular. And I think that people of Bartholomew County are going to get a lot of good use out of them for a lot of years. And heck, I even might go try to play pickleball. It looked fun. I don't think I'm going to be very good at it, but it looked pretty fun. And anyway, so
The official
McKenna?
word from here. Yep.
please feel free to let people know that they're welcome to go play. We'll have an official ribbon cutting, in 2 or 3 weeks when we're all here. It's kind of, I'm leaving town this week. We're doing a lot of traveling, but we want everybody to be here. So we'll have an official ribbon cutting down the line a little bit, but please feel free, John Clark, to let people know they're welcome to go play pickleball.
Okay, thank you. That's the end of our published agenda. Any other items for the commissioners today?
I just have a quick question about the broadband. Is there like a map available to public to like see like where it's been laid and or what the plan is?
No, that's all, unfortunately, that's all private work product. And, back when we tried to start this thing 3 years ago, I tried to get that very thing from some of the other companies and they just won't give it. It's what's the word? Proprietary. And so, they used to have a map on their website that shows kind of when, but they found that it just wasn't keeping up with what was going on. So, there is no map at this point. Sorry.
I'll get over it.
You'll get over it.
Seeing no other questions, we will be back here next Monday morning. I think by my calculations, that'll be July 14th, 10 o'clock for